The benevolent oak and the restless wanderer. In a serene village nestled amidst the embrace of nature, a young boy named Aiden resided with his father. Their humble home stood beneath the cool, comforting shade of a magnificent oak tree, a gift bestowed upon the world by Aiden's father. This oak tree, far from ordinary, embodied selflessness and echoed the wisdom of Aiden's father. Each day, Aiden's father would lovingly tend to the tree, nurturing its roots with care and devotion. Young Aiden observed this daily ritual with deep curiosity. One day, his curiosity could be contained no longer, and he approached his father with a question. "Father," Aiden inquired, "why do we dedicate so much care to this tree?" With a warm and knowing smile, his father replied, "Aiden, trees are like children. In their youth, they require our nurturing, water, love, and attention. When they grow strong and true, they offer us shelter and sustenance in return." As the days turned into seasons, the oak tree flourished. Its roots delved deep into the earth, anchoring it firmly to the land. Its branches stretched far and wide, like open arms, providing a sanctuary for weary birds during their long journeys. The leafy canopy offered refuge from the scorching sun to animals and humans alike. Bearing abundant fruit, the tree's offerings fell gently to the ground, satiating the hunger of all who partook. Its blossoms, delicate and fragrant, calmed the hearts and minds of those who gazed upon them. The oak tree absorbed the world's carbon, breathing out pure, fresh air, a tireless gift to the very creation that surrounded it. Years flowed by like a gentle river, and the tree continued its silent service. It had lost itself in the joy of existence, giving selflessly without expectations or demands. It thrived in the happiness of selfless giving and became known as the benevolent oak. In stark contrast, young Aiden evolved differently, a seeker of worldly desires. Greed filled his heart, and his desires knew no bounds. When his wishes remained unfulfilled, anger coursed through him, leading to destructive outbursts. And when his desires were met, they quickly gave birth to new cravings, ensnaring him in an unending cycle. Aiden's insatiable hunger for more left a trail of broken relationships. His friends, wife, children, and even his village eventually distanced themselves from him. He found himself alone and homeless, embittered by a world he believed had used and discarded him. An old man, John, who was also a good friend of Aiden's father, was sitting with his wife Jane on a mountain top observing the spectacle. John chuckled heartily. Turning to his wife, he remarked, "Look, dear Jane, at the irony of existence." Jane's eager eyes fixed on the tree and Aiden beneath it. John continued, "Here, both were sown by the same hand, my friend, the oak, a giver, Aiden, a seeker." John explained to Jane that both had been utilized by the world, yet the oak had embraced its role with boundless joy. It gave and gave, flourishing with every act of selflessness, feeling light as air, and soaring ever higher. In contrast, Aiden was ensnared by his desires, trapped in a relentless cycle of wants and unmet expectations. It left him burdened with suffering and eternally dissatisfied. "The world exists to utilize us," John declared with a knowing smile. "It's a beautiful thing to be used by existence." John and Jane continued their discussion on the profound lesson of life. The benevolent oak and Aiden, both products of the world's creation, had chosen divergent paths, one of selfless giving and the other of ceaseless seeking. As the sun dipped beneath the horizon, Casting long shadows, the benevolent oak continued to offer its shade, nourishment, and beauty to all who sought it. Its branches, like open arms, welcomed the world with a heart full of joy. It knew that in its selflessness, it had discovered the path to true fulfillment and contentment.